What's up, everybody? Peace. It's Big Daddy. Welcome to the new YouTube channel for the Big Daddy Roadshow podcast. Let's get rid of this music. I think we got this figured out. I gotta tell you something. These damn programs, let me tell you, they got wires everywhere. Wires everywhere, from the soundboard to the computer, from the computer to a PV little sub amp. I got Zoom recorders. I got limiter compressors. This is really getting to be an operation here. Anyway, want to say yo and show off some new toys. We got this software, XSplit Broadcaster, and I'm digging it. But boy, I tell you what, when you don't know anything about sound, it's a real pain in the dick. And that's pretty much my problem. I got a pain in the dick. No, I don't. Anyway, thanks for checking us out, and I hope you'll stay with me a few minutes here as I explain some new fun tools we got. Since we got the PV amp from Amazon yesterday, we plugged it in, and we finally got to be able to hear recordings from Skype and whatnot. And I was wondering if I could get in there and see if I could get a sample of some of the call-ins that we got. I hope I pick a good one. This is probably Timbo, I'm going to guess. And this is not edited or anything. This is just a show. Timbo's out of his mind. Do you believe this? Yeah, he's drinking. Oh, listen to him. He's jealous. He talks dirty all the time. Anyway, that's one. And let's see, he probably called. He was drunk. He's drinking. Yep, that's one. Let's see. Who else called? Oi, caramba. The Rat Show. Oh, here we go. Let's turn him off. Is he the only one that called? I hope not. That would suck balls. He likes he likes. Timbo has no program. Okay, so apparently, I hope I got like a lot of calls last night when I left these phone lines open. And you just go to message and you'll leave a message like that. I'm just curious if he, there's like hundreds of them. I don't have time, so I'm going to play poker. So let me just turn, all right, let's try one more and see. It's probably Timbo though. Let's see. It's okay. I'm just explaining something new here. That's okay. So Timbo doesn't like Zuckerberg. He goes on and on. He was drinking last night. We ran up to the beer store. So All right, so hopefully we'll get other people than Timbo. Please, if we can. I'll be about 5 minutes, that's all, so you know. My dog jumped in here, Bella. She just had a litter. If anybody wants a puppy, get with me. They're cute as hell. All right, so I got this new software, and it's really been a pain in grinding my ass here trying to get it set up. And but it's pretty cool. You can go through different scenes, and you'll see I switch where I'm at, and here I am picking my nose. And it resolves into this, and then you can see, like here, if you look, these are just different characters that are on my show so far. That's AJ. AJ in the lower left, he's got like one hell of an adult X-rated podcast with Big Daddy, and it's crazy. I was there, Atlantic City, Tropicana Hotel. It's bad, but you have to go through hoops if you're, you know, we don't want no kids listening if it's an adult show. And it's like Trailer Park Boy on acid. Story of some hookers that approached us, and it got a lot of downloads. We appreciate the people listening and sharing, and thank you very much. Mean Gene in the middle there. Typically when we do our shows, beer will be involved, or other forms of alcohol. There seems to be only like one or two people that have a problem with it, and one of them, you just heard, is Timbo. He likes his booze, and we need to keep him away from bottles of Captain Morgan and whatnot. So, real quick, here's a t-shirt on the lower right. We ordered a couple of those, and we'll be giving away some t-shirts probably in early October. I've already awarded some to some active people. If you're not aware of it, we have a very active fan club page. We're only at this like 6-7 months now, and truthfully, we only got serious about 3.5 months ago. Making these podcasts, and I don't think that this is going to sound 100%. The podcast sounds a hell of a lot better, I think, but this is just a way for me to reach out and tell you some new things, and one of the new things is this new program we have, this new segment called What's Your Beef, Bitches? Just being silly, and it's sort of like a talkback recording device situation through Skype. And what you just heard was Timbo testing it out for us. But I took Timbo out for a case of beer, and he was going to get an 18-pack, and he got a 30-pack. So do the math. 2 plus 2 equals 5 with Timbo. Skype lines, 570-861-5116. I'll say it slow, 570-861-5116, and you can call in anytime, 24 hours a day, and leave messages like Timbo. If you listen to a show and you want to say hello to somebody that was one of my guests, or if you have an opinion, if you want to gripe, if you want to say something nice, that would be, I can take that. Say something nice. Why not? Try it. Be positive. This is the Big Daddy Roadshow, adult comedy and talk podcast. We have a lot of cool shows coming, and we have a couple months ago we started to get into a rhythm here, which made me invest in things like this. I'm not really picking my nose. I pulled a hair. Do you ever get like a hair when the hair is like kind of coming out? I mean, when you get older, if you young viewers are listening, hair will, I don't know what it is. Everything else stops working, but the hair grows faster. It just keeps growing. So I had this one nasty hair coming out, and I wasn't near my clippers or my, I have a little electronic nose trimmer. See, what do? It's coming out, it's annoying you, so you grab it, real pinch it hard, and you yank it. But that's no good, because I think it, like, I don't know if there's any doctors listening or nurses, I think it gets, like, infected or something. Those little hair follicles up there. And now it just hurts. So I'm not picking my nose, it just hurts. So what do you do when things hurt? You touch it. I don't know why. It's like you gotta be up. Yep, that still hurts. Look at me. What a dope. Anyway, Skype lines, 570-861-5116. It's a new program, new segment on the show called What's Your Beef, Bitches? And what I'm looking for is like politics, religion, you know, just something interesting, something to talk about, maybe ideas for new shows. Maybe you're pissed off about a show. And believe me, we got some haters. We got haters. Haters. What the hell? You know, let me explain really quick. I don't have a lot of time because I'm going to play some poker. Once a week I get the hell out of here and go and just have some fun at the casino. So I'm going to protect my balls from the slot machines, and I'm going to go play poker, which I'm pretty good at. Hope to final table. I final tabled over the last 10, and these are just like little rinky-dink tournaments. So it's nothing to get too excited. You might be winning 600, 1,000, but I've been cashing and final tabling a lot. Last time I played, I ran into a set when the blinds, it was like a turbo. That probably means nothing to you, but it was, the blinds were up and I had to make a move. I hit king, the guy in the big blind hit a set of 10s, and he checked, and well, yeah. I didn't final that day. I was close, though. I mean, it was like something like 13. So if you're always up there, eventually, just like NASCAR, you're going to get the checkered flag. So we're due, and I'm hoping to get up there. I've hit. But even when I win, I go to the slot machines, and then I like keep kerplunking well, I don't play a max bet anymore because that's like, in my area, that's like ridiculous. The only thing you're going to win with that is your tax accountant just being blown away by how much money you could piss away in a slot machine. So we started to find machines that pay out jackpots. I find one called the Buffalo, and I've hit it twice for 75 cents a spin. There's a little tip for you, but lately it's been grinding my ass. It's been hitting me pretty good. So usually I go in, play some poker, win, lose it in the slots. There's a pattern forming here, and Big Daddy plans on figuring it out. And I think it might involve never playing slots again because they are evil electronic cocks. Anyway, what do I want to tell you about? Skype. And I want to show you this too, okay? So this is a new toy, which gives me the ability, this one I'm recording offline, but I'll be able to go YouTube live. And I guess the next thing I got to do is get a few more cameras so I can show you the guests on the show. Like, so when Timbo's here and he's flipping out and he gets crazy, you'll be able to see him. And, you know, to see my guests when they're recording these shows, that's the magic. So we have plans of getting on the road next year. That's my plans, but I need to start making some funds. I've been doing nothing but pissing money away. It's pissing my wife off. You don't piss the wife off. It's not cool. But I get it. You know, like, here's my problem. I'm disabled, kind of. I'm not disabled. I don't collect anything. I'm against collecting, like, welfare and shit like that. We survive. We have rentals, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not living the high life I used to live. I used to rock and roll pretty hardcore. Travel in the country. But I want to get back to that. And I'm not suit and tie anymore and not making six figures anymore. And it's rough. So I feel bad for people that are really hurting. And I know a lot of yous are. And that sucks balls, and I'll pray for you. I'll pray for you. But hopefully the next, who knows what's going to happen with the politics, right? Just babbling here. But the big reason to come here is to explain to you I got this new toy where I can hit buttons and you can see all the different people. The Italian Tank's been on the show. He's a retired police chief. He explains about if you're ever in an active shooting situation like the Pulse nightclub. He gives you examples of what to do. He goes all around, speaks on that. Here's AJ in the middle with his little turquoise, I don't know what the hell that's going on. Oh, a little interesting story about the watch. If I get back to it, I'll remind. No, nobody's going to remind me because it's just me talking to myself. Anyway, there's a story with that watch. Kevin Downey Jr. in the upper right, he's a hell of a national headliner. He's one of my favorite comics going today, and I think he's on the precipice of making something major happen. He just got done doing a thing with Gilbert Gottfried, and we wish him the best. Down in the lower left, that's Lance Romance. He will tickle your brain and burn it by pushing you into the rabbit holes, discussing what he calls the world agendas of the elite and the governments. And I love his shows, but man, I swear to God, he makes me piss my pants, trickling down my leg. He'll put the fear of God in you. Is it all true? I don't know. Take this show for what it is. I like to talk about any topic. So, you know, it is what it is. You figure it out. Do your research. Some of the stuff I really kind of believe. Now, what's going on here? Do we have sound? We don't have sound? That's not right. How do we not have sound? I'm sorry. Okay, let me go back to that. We'll come back to that. I'm kind of, like I said, it's a whole new system. So I know exactly what was going on there. Let's see if we can bring the beautiful Jennifer back. Isn't that cool? She has so many fans. You get your bikini on. She's a pisser. We'll talk about anything on this show. It's crazy. It's on iTunes, YouTube. Actually, search Big Daddy Roadshow Fan Club. Yeah, if you go to BigDaddyRoadshow.com, you can actually hit the links to all my social media. It's on the left-hand side of the page on BigDaddyRoadshow.com. We have links to our fan club page, which is amazingly already hitting up to close to, I think it's actually just about to hit 1,700 followers. A lot of people are active on it. It's very organic. It's very, we encourage people to post silly memes and just the stupid adult stuff, except for I don't want to get into like porn and stuff like that. Like, keep that shit to yourselves. Big Daddy's not against porn, but, you know, have some kind of rules. There's Timbo in the middle. What a pisser. If you want to laugh your nuts off, go check out the video that's also on YouTube today. But spare yourself. Get to like the 9-minute mark where Timbo meets the beautiful Jennifer. All that was, let me explain, because people think, oh my God, those guys are retarded. And they are. No offense to mentally challenged people. When the booze gets too crazy with some of these guys, Timbo's like Jekyll and Hyde. And we love him. And he's such a sweet guy. But when he gets to that point, it gets, well, you'll see how it gets. It's Trailer Park Boys. It's Trailer Park. There's one of my Marines, this young lad. He's not young anymore. He's full hardcore Marine. You can see him. That young lady's also a Marine. God bless the two of them. Levi Maestro, he's on the show occasionally when he visits home. And if you don't know, too, I'm very much into supporting the troops, all the armed services. If you're listening, or if you're checking out this YouTube, thanks for doing what you do. We're not messing around. I've been working with veterans since I'm 5 years old at the local VFW. And it's the way I was raised, and I just think that people should put more effort into caring for our veterans. I think our government fucking drops the ball, which is one of the reasons why I lean to Trump, because two things. He helps, he cares about, like, the good police, and there's some douchebags out there, and I'm sure we need to figure that out. And there has to be a way to figure that out. You know, that's part of my show. It's like, it's all about peace and love, but it's not like, that doesn't mean you're a sap, and I just don't get how we as humans can't just progress to the situation where we get rid of assholes, douchebags. You know, like, once you're a mega douchebag, you should be put in your place. You hear the motorcycle in the background? We are coming to you from a live, it's actually not live. It's an abandoned coal town. It's live, though. There used to be 52 homes. It probably was more like 100 homes back when the breaker was alive, but coming to you from the South Poconos outside of Haystown, Hazleton, PA. Picture of Danny Miner. But isn't this cool? I can just rap with you guys, and you can look at pictures. It's like a little scrapbook of the show. And, this show will be all over the place. It could be serious like this, which is serious but not. Just rapping. That's all we're doing. It's a talk podcast. And it's nice to talk. People should talk more. Neighbors should talk over the fence. But I want to talk to a lot of my neighbors, but a lot of my neighbors can be douchebags. So when you're a douchebag, I just sort of push you aside. And not all dogs that bark need your attention. Does that make sense? That's what I've learned in life. And, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice and go fuck yourself. I think that's what Bush was trying to say, but he fumbled. So this is a nice picture of the Navy and the Air Force, or probably Navy. Navy has air jets, but I think they work together. They work with the Marines, and God bless all of them, even the Coast Guard. You sons of bitches patrolling the coast. Thank you. Everybody doing what you're doing, thank you. This show is about thinking. Well, it's still legal. It just seems like less and less. What do you think of the media today? This is another reason why I did this. I want to have I might even go and take some courses in journalism because it just doesn't seem like we have investigative journalism. You have opinions on that? How about calling the Skype line for the Big Daddy Roadshow podcast, 570-861-5116. That sounds like I'm on a telethon. Yeah, send some money too. I'll have to get a PayPal address for all you guys. Help me pay for some of this equipment. Shit's not cheap. There's E-Dog on the upper left, and there's the beautiful Jennifer, who, yes, we did kind of... Well, I won't say we tricked her into getting to the bikini. This woman loves to be in her bikini. She's 38 years old. She's a socialite. She's fun, silly. She can hang with the boys. And she can pack the prom dress that her nieces are wearing, like a rock star. But she's going to be coming back on the show. A lot of haters. A lot of haters for the beautiful Jennifer. Everybody's got comments, but this is a show. Remember that, folks. It's mainly a show. So we're not as set up as the Trailer Park Boys, which is one of my favorite Netflix shows. Hey, look at that. I'm a mouse pad. That was just somebody playing, probably. I don't know who was doing that, but I send positive vibes out to you. This is the big thing here is I try to stay positive. It's not always possible, is it? How about that uncomfortable silence? It's not always possible, but we try. Wake up, be grateful you got air in your lungs, and try to be nice to people. And I am nice to people. I always try to be nice. But if you step on my dick, I don't have to be nice. Right? Right? It's common sense. That's what this show is about, too. Common sense. Don't be a douchebag. I got friends on the show, Grower X. That's what we want to do on this segment, too. Just kind of promote the different characters that come on my show already. Grower X is a local guy who way back in the day, when he was like 14, 15 years old, he was like an Eagle Scout and just sounds like he was like really into just flirting with all kinds of stuff. And he went out with some Mexican brick weed with some seeds in the woods all around the Poconos. And I guess he started growing some weed. And it's not legal. Certainly wasn't back then. But now the lad is out west where it is legal. And this is some of his... and look at those monsters. I am totally pro-cannabis, by the way. It's legal in PA, but it's not set up yet. I have a lot of conditions, and I have tried it, and it has helped my inflammation with my discs tremendously. Ironically, the legal stuff that they put me on almost killed me, and that's no word of a lie. I got bit by a spider. After falling off scaffolding, they gave me Coresport, all Vicodin. I'm trying to think all the other good ones. And thank God I never got addicted to them. But my body did not react to them when I was taking them as prescribed. Maybe an extra one or two. But I watch guys take handfuls of Vicodins. Not condoning it, I'm just saying, but I'm not a fan of pharmaceuticals. I think that they cover pain, but they don't, there are some things that cannabis can help. And if you don't believe me, do a lot of research today because there's so much more information out there. Young kids with seizures times 1,000 a day that basically had no life. Could you imagine if you had a kid and your kid's having seizures 1,000 times? Are you kidding me? Kid couldn't go anywhere, couldn't play, couldn't go to school. Well, they do the cannabis oil treatment, put it under their tongue, and son of a bitch, if the kid doesn't get back to having a normal life. Well, how do you look past that? Yeah, there's the stone factor, but that's fun too. So if you're just recreational with it, I don't give a shit as long as you're not driving, working, heavy equipment. It's better than beer and booze. So, yeah, we need to grow up, America. It's also a cash cow. Listen to the Grower X podcast. It's not that dirty. It's probably not even dirty at all. The AJ Atlantic City hooker story, though, that'll be about the dirtiest you can get. We're not trying to get to a new low, but that's pretty far down there. But that's Big Daddy. I'll listen to anybody. I don't judge people. I just love conversations and living vicariously. A lot of skulls on my show. Bear, see the bear? The bear in the middle is a bear I salvaged from an auction. I just thought, holy shit, that's cool. I'm not a hunter, but I'm not against hunting. And we had that on our podcast table, and now he's kind of packed away because I don't want nothing to happen to him. I'd like to put him, does anybody know, can I put him on like the ceiling somehow without ruining him? I know I've seen him on the wall, but I don't know how they get it up there. It's like a tack or something. All right, there's me being silly in the fall. I love the fall. Fall's coming up. We're just about to hit the fall, and this is late fall, obviously. The leaves are all gone, and I do a lot of chainsawing and cutting trees down. It's like a hobby, and I love these hats. Get a lot of heat for those hats. They actually call me Uncle Buck. But, again, haters. I want to tell you something. If you are in the winter in this area, or I imagine anywhere north like Canada and Alaska, I highly recommend these hats. They are flippin' warm. Everybody else's ears are cold, not Big Daddy's. I'm just being silly there. Playing with my wood. There's Mean Gene. Look at that smile. If I had that smile, you'd have to punch me in the face not to smile. Yeah, I'm into skulls. I don't know where that came from, but all of a sudden I'm digging them. And I don't know, I think I was reading too much like monks, something about monks, and they would keep skulls around to just remind people that we are not on this earth forever. And this is a young lady, I believe her name is Maureen, and I haven't heard from her in a while, but she was on one of my pages, and she's been a fan for a while. She was being silly, and she found this in looks like a Kmart or something. Big Daddy size. So, it's a silly show, it's a talk show, it's a comedy show. We're going to have some comedy greats coming on, people like, hopefully Julia Scotti, who just went really deep on America's Got Talent. We've already had Kevin Downing Jr. on. You can check out his, hey, there's Notorious JYM in the lower left. I think he is on another page too. One of my favorite actors and from the old days. Take a look. I'm not going to say his name. If you don't know his name, shame on you. But you crazy sumbitches. He was in with Burt Reynolds in movies, and he had a very popular sitcom back in the black and white TV days called The Honeymooners. So a little trivia. If you go on my Facebook fan page, and the first person to say, hey, I listened to your YouTube, the answer is X, and if you get it right, you win a t-shirt. Okay? It's that simple. Just have some fun here. There's a picture of a cat that we found a forever home for, and he's kind of like hovering over one day. He just wouldn't stop busting my nuts. And if you take notice, there's the / address on Facebook for the fan page, which again, I said, is like 1,700 people in just a couple of months. It's blowing us away. Greatly appreciate the activity on there, guys. And typically that's where I'll give away some t-shirts and whatnot. I'm not saying I won't sell a t-shirt one day, but it will never be like $45 like at a Kiss concert. And no offense to them, to each their own. But right now I'm giving them away just to kind of grow the group. There's beautiful Jennifer in her bikini. God, does that girl like to be in a bikini? It's crazy. She's so much fun. She has a lot of haters. She has a lot of followers. Lovers, haters. She's like polarizing. There's Harry C. Here's a guy I worked with in suit and tie. He'd be in a tux. God, for 20-some years we were banking cash, working the weddings, and hell of a DJ. I'd like to somehow get him involved if I go on the road. And nobody can get a party going like Harry C. Why he's not like one of those big DJs, you see all over the place? I'll never know. So you haven't seen my face in a while, so let's get that up on the screen. Hey, how you doing? There he is. He's back, that fat bastard. Catching a cold. My wife gave me a cold. And here I am going to play poker. I have a cold. Thanks a lot, honey. Thank you. Skype 570-861-5116. What this does, now that I have this software and I got this new toy from Amazon, I can actually take calls on Skype. So what I'll do is we'll open the phone lines when we do our live podcasts, the recording portion. See, when you do a podcast, you record it. And then you upload it. And we're on Stitcher and iTunes and God knows what else. We're on a lot of things. I'll put a list. There's a list, I think, actually, on the fan page. So if you know who that actor was, get on there and claim your t-shirt. They're coming in on October the 3rd or so, and as soon as I get them, I'll ship them out to you. I'll take care of all the shipping and all that. Tell your friends. We appreciate it. BigDaddyRoadshow.com. All the links to our social media is there. But put this number somewhere. Write it down. 570-861-5116. There's two things. If you have something to say, just call up 24 hours a day. What's your beef, bitches? It's just silly. You see, don't overthink it. It's just being stupid. Right? It's a fun show. Sometimes serious, sometimes fun, sometimes ridiculous, sometimes insanely dirty. But it's adult, okay? We're adults here. If you're not into it, and by the way, let me just get this disclaimer out there. If you are busting my balls about a dirty show, first of all, they're not all dirty. So there's lots where, you might see me in a suit and tie one day. I also do stand-up comedy now, but I'm very new at it. See, when I get on stage, it's ridiculous. Like, I'm wearing, like, a jacket with a purple liner, sequins. I shine like Liberace. It's very P.T. Barnum, okay? It's over the top. But the people that are bitching about the shows that get dirty, like the Atlantic City Hooker story, or the silliness involved in, like, the whole cast meets the beautiful Jennifer, you guys are hypocrites. You're just not right. If you have to go through hoops to get to listen to our dirty shows. I don't leave them just like wide open. And oh my God, that show is dirty. But the point is like, don't be a holy roller. I know a lot of holy rollers, and some of you are full of shit. And everybody knows you're full of shit. But don't be enjoying like a dirty show on Netflix, like the Trailer Park Boys, and then put them down. And don't put my show down or my guests down. Don't even be putting people down. You have no right. If you don't like something, turn the channel. How dare you? Big Daddy can be a dick. Big Daddy is a character, okay? Some of Big Daddy is totally me, but not all. Believe it or not, I'm not an extrovert all the time. I have stage fright. Getting on stage to do comedy, I wanted to do it 20 years ago. Couldn't do it, but somehow, by the grace of God, marijuana and a lot of Crown Royal, I figured out how to get up there, and I'm developing. It's a lot of hard work, comedy. Say a prayer for comedians. They're just trying to make your life a little funner. Yeah, they push your funny bone, and they push you over the edge, and they make you think. But that's what they're supposed to do. Okay? Think court jester. Think of the Kings back in the day. And the silly goofball comes out and he does his thing. And back then, they probably could have gotten, like, their heads cut off, even if they made the guy laugh, but eventually it pissed him off. But that's, so far, so good. We haven't been hurt after coming off stage. And that's kind of weird, because it kind of makes you not have stage fright. It's kind of weird. Anyway, so, let's see. Where was the other t-shirt? I don't have too many of those black t-shirts. There it is. The On the Air t-shirt. That's the one we're giving away while supplies last. Oh, and lastly, I'll leave you with this story. The Atlantic City Hooker story. That download again. You got to... it's moving around here. Am I moving it around? Can I move shit around while I'm live? That's sick. Anyway, that watch you see on me. Remember it was on AJ in one of the prior pictures? Well, he had come here and recorded his silly show and left his watch, but it was kind of buried under a bunch of crap because we're moving all the equipment around and wires everywhere. I got to fix these wires. They're driving me nuts. You got to be a soundboard engineer. You wouldn't think there's so much shit involved in just doing a silly podcast, but believe me, I could do monitors on a concert stage for Kiss with the shit I have here. But there's his watch, and my wife had found it. And he claims it's a Bovada or something. He claims it's a $600 watch, and I'm like, I don't wear watches. Time means nothing to me. When you're forced into retirement with a bad back, you don't run by the clock, and it's comforting and it's also annoying. But there, she finds the watch, and I'm like, okay, we couldn't figure out who it was. But then I found his picture. I don't know what scene it was. There it is right there. And there he is with the watch. So we just kind of that's AJ's watch. So we had some fun. I finally went over to an Italian festival where he was making sausages. They were pretty damn good, AJ. Good job. Making money for some group, I guess. Or maybe himself. I don't know. whatever. But there he is, and I kind of like two things about this picture. It took me a while to get it lined up. That was his face on the computer screen, and it's freaking me out. The skin tone of my arms, I think my left arm is dying. I don't know what's going on there, or if it was just the lighting. It could, being a past professional photographer, I think I just had my arm up in the light. Pretty sure my skin tone's the same on my face as it is on my arm, but yet it looks like Creepy Baby put my arm to sleep. So I'll leave you with that too. Well, Halloween and October, we have some great shows coming up. Creepy Baby will be introduced. Did I mention E-Dog in the upper right? I hope I did. I think I did, yes. I hope I didn't forget anybody. Robbie Wessey from Wes's Health Food Store. He's an educated, he has like a degree in health and nutrition. He comes on the show. He hasn't been on in a while, so if you're listening, Wes, let's move your ass, okay? I think Lance Levish, Lance Romance wants to get on the show with you. And I have Lance Romance coming on this weekend. So his next show with New World Order stuff and just scary shit will be on within a couple of weeks. There he is. That's Lance down in the lower left. So we got some great shows. They're all lined up. I'm probably going long here. I just wanted to really come on and show you my new toys, show you the software, get my Skype number out there. If you want to call in anytime, if you're driving down the road, you're pissed off, you've got a gripe, you got something nice to say, whatever it is, the phone lines are open on the Big Daddy Road Show. And it's a new segment we're going to add, and I can't guarantee you're going to get on. You know, you got to entertain, but I'm sure you can do it. These guys are funny. 570-861-5116. That's 570-861-5116. And I gave you a sample there at Timbo earlier, and it's very simple. You just dial up. If we answer, we're probably on the air. If we don't, then it's going to go to voicemail. Just kind of listen to the silly message, and when it's done, a minute or two. If it's a really insane story, you can go a little longer, but don't fill up my lines. We actually do. I have probably like 22. I just put it up there, and you're welcome to start calling right away. I'm going out to play poker. I'm going to have to win some cash, or probably get my balls crushed by the slot machines, but it's up to you. Check it out. Thanks for checking out our YouTube. We'll have a lot more shows coming on, and soon I'll be putting the podcast on YouTube as well. So it just gives people another outlet, another way to find the show. And I greatly appreciate the shares, the subscriptions. If you're here, can you hit the button down? I don't know where it is, probably over there. Hit the subscribe. I promise you we got a lot of fun coming. The next step is cameras, and when you see these birds in the studio doing their thing, I promise you if you're having a miserable day, or if you're cranky, you know, they might turn it around. And that's what our goal is, just to have a happier world and try to chill and work things out. And you know, we got a lot to work out in America, don't we? So, and one more shout out to Canada. Thank you for the fans in Canada, Fritz and the gang, the other podcasts that are up there. If you're if you got an interesting person in your life or you think they need to be on the show, get with me. I'll give you an email, bdrocks. That's BD for Big Daddy, bdrocks11 at Gmail. And yeah, I should probably have a BigDaddyRoadshow.com email, but bdrocks11 at Gmail just kind of rolls off the tongue. And who gives a shit if it's Gmail? You know, this is not like, I'm not like a Hollywood production here. Everybody calm their titties. I am Big Daddy. This is the Big Daddy Road Show, talk and comedy podcast. I hope you like it. I hope you'll tell your friends. I hope you'll listen to some of the guests I have on the show. The bootleg of Kevin Downey Jr., that show, I think it's something titled E-Dog Gets Kicked Out of the Casino. It was a night when E-Dog, first time ever, gets to go to a professional comedian show for free, booze included, and he had lost his license somehow. He had like a temporary license, but it was outdated. And he was already in and having a blast, and he had to pee. But rather than using the comedy room bathrooms, he went out into the casino, and he got accosted by some 50-some-year-old rental policewoman that just ripped his ass and made him stand outside. So he was there. He was ready to see this great guy, Kevin Downey Jr., and he blew it. That's my crew. That's what they're like. They're crazy. It's fun. Anyway, thanks for listening. We appreciate it. I'll play us out with the sound, and come visit us on BigDaddyRoadshow.com. Again, all the links to our different social medias there, Twitter, Instagram, and they're sort of behind the scenes pictures and some I'm a professional photographer, retired. So you'll see some cool pictures there too as well. All right, guys, we're going long here. Remember, give us a ring on the Skype lines 570-861-5116, and I guess we's out. Talk to you later, and bye.